Yuki Cosma grew up in a heavily populated world that was tearing itself apart with constant wars between nations. But living a comfortable life herself thanks to a rich family, she could watch from a safe distance how the constant chaos unfolded, and a scientific mind gathered more and more data about the intricacies and mechanisms of warfare. She eventually managed to get off the planet and landed a lucrative job as a top researcher at a spacefaring corporation. But she knew she could do more than that. She knew if she just had more leeway, she could improve an entire planet, bringing it to order with her own design and style. And a low-populated Rimworld at the far reach of humanly populated space that is still rich in advanced technology from ancient wars would be the perfect place to fulfill her ambition. Greetings everyone, and welcome to a new playthrough of Rimworld. And the goal of this playthrough is, well, we'll try to take over the entire planet. So yeah, for this I installed some mods that will enable us to set up some new bases eventually, and yeah, help us destroy some of the other factions. And we'll just see how it goes. And yeah, for this playthrough I'm gonna go with Witch Explorer because that's basically what Yuki Cosma is. I'm gonna start with Strive to Survive and reload anytime and without any anomaly stuff. And Cassandra Catholic, but I might change this stuff later on. And yeah, this is the world that we want to take over. It's full with different warring factions like space empires that just want a new world to their name. We've got some established industrial nations that want to become the dominant faction. And we got a bunch of scattered tribals and pirates. And yeah, we don't have that many friends here. The only one that will not try to kill us are some gentle tribes. And I guess the Empire doesn't care about us for now. And it does have a long history of wars, but it's also full with useful remains and curiosities, like genetically modified life forms, some ancient ruins, and mechanoids, and even some architect technology that we can hopefully use for ourselves. And yeah, I think as a starting location, I might want to go with this place. Because, yeah, a peninsula could be very good for defending ourselves. And it's also arid shrubland, which is also a climate that I do like. And yeah, this could be a fun place. We're close to the ocean, and I like being close to the ocean. And we got a bunch of mountains to work with. Yeah, we also do got a bunch of enemies to deal with here. And yeah, as for the ideology, I'm gonna do a fluid one, since might just some stuff might just change throughout the game. And yeah, we're gonna start off with a stylish progress, since that's what Yuki is all about: style and progress. So yeah, it's nothing too crazy. I want to say very basic supremacist, since we do want to take over everything. And yeah, this is our protagonist, Dr. Yuki Cosma. Yeah, she is obviously quite the brainiac. Also very iron-willed, but she has her own way to do things, so, too smart, iron-willed, eccentric. Perfect person to take over this planet. So yeah, her strengths are mostly in, intelligence stuff and crafting. Not that good with cooking and plants and some of the rougher work types. But she figures later on she will have other people and robots to do that for her. Yeah, she has her own style in how she wants to do things. So let's get started. And here we are, arriving on a brand new world with Dr. Cosma and her pet Hook, which is a female British shorthair cat. So yeah, the first thing that she does need to do is set up a nice little home where, she can survive for the time being. Yeah, let's take a look around. I mean, we do have some ruins from previous wars. We have this big mountain that we can probably build our base in. I think later on the base should be around these parts, since we do have a lot of open space here. But I guess for now let's make use of this little gap here in the mountain. So, okay, It's our first day on a brand new planet, so let's set things up. You know, a nice little room with a bed and a table and some shelves. And a small little bathroom. That should do for now. The idea is that we later on build a more nice and proper house. Yuki is definitely the kind of person who wants to live very nice and comfortable life. But she was prepared that first off, it's not gonna be that easy. And she definitely did prepare for this mission. And learned all she felt like she needed to know. And she also bought a bunch of equipment that will help us set up everything. But before we actually do start an actual empire, we need to set up a proper base. Yuki definitely did chose this site specifically, since it has a lot of resources that she can use, not only in the mountains, but also when it comes to some, useful technology that's just lying around. And as it happens, we also have some groundwater here that we can use. And thankfully this region isn't too dry, so we do have the occasional rain. It's not the most fertile land, but we also don't want to build a big farm or something. There's the rest of the world to take over and do stuff for us. Okay, she is occasionally botching some constructions. Again, she learned as much as she could before going on this trip, but learning all of the stuff and actually being experienced and trained isn't quite the same thing. But, she's willing to adapt. More little house is done. It definitely needs more amenities. And probably also electricity. But I think we can do that. We have a lot of free space here. Okay, Hook is not going to be useful for much, except, just as a companion. Giving some comfort. So that Yuki doesn't feel alone. But hey, she's a cat after all. What do you expect? But yeah, that should be mostly done now. We are very critically low on wood though. We do have some big plants we can chop around here. I mean, the plan is that we're not going to need much wood, but, well, for the first part of the journey, I think it is kind of necessary. Plants level of 1 should be, enough to, chop down some stuff. Right? Okay, since this is average shrubland, it is kind of warm here. So we definitely also need some air conditioning. Next day, I would say we set up some proper electricity. Also, we do have a curious tree here. Not sure if this is gonna be something we will use later on, but it's there. But okay, that's the first day. The first night, Dr. Cosma is sleeping on a new world. Must be quite a feeling, actually. Could you even imagine? Okay, one thing I do need to watch out for are some of the predators around here, especially the cheetahs. Since they can not only become dangerous to, little Hook here, but also Dr. Cosma herself. And one thing I kind of want to do with this is that Dr. Cosma is not allowed to die in this playthrough. Since, she's the mastermind of this whole operation. And she's the protagonist. So I think in some of the fights I will also just let her have, stay behind. Because she got others to do the work. Yeah, I need to make this place more secure. But alright. It's a new day. And another step towards world domination. Okay, let's make use of the fact that not much stuff is growing around here. By plopping down a wind turbine. Oh, she went back to sleep. Yeah, I guess it was kind of early yet. Okay, I'm gonna spend some more steel. And actually build some of the hidden conduits. Since they're actually immune to, getting the Z event. And short-circuiting or something and, exploding. And since Yuki is a smart cookie, he already came with, the ideas how to build some mini-turrets. Yeah, that should be at least some defense for now. Okay, and a group of travelers are passing by. So yeah, those are the tribals that are, the only ones that are friendly to me. Yeah, a gentle tribe. But yeah, they might have noticed that someone is living around here, so it might not be too long until we start getting some visitors. And most of them are not gonna be friendly. Okay, we have power now, perfect. We still need to research a way to actually store the power. And for that we will need a research bench. Alright, let there be lights. And let there also be air conditioning. It's a bit cramped. But, yeah, don't worry Yuki, it's just gonna be temporary. Okay, Hook, you should definitely not sleep outside. And you should also definitely stay inside. Because of all the wild predators. I know for now you're gonna like munch on all like the packaged survival meals, which is not ideal. So I will have to eventually get you some like proper fresh meat. Okay, now that we do have a research table, we can start researching batteries. Probably like in most cases the first thing you should research. And yeah, I guess we can take this day and have a look around and see what other stuff there is out here. Now we do gotta be careful with the predators. I mean, I could try to scare the cheetah off, but I also don't want to aggravate it just right now. Let's just be careful. And would you look at this? Yeah, an ancient mech. Passing near the remains of an ancient exostrider mechanite, Dr. Cosma noticed an intact transponder inside. Yeah, so if we do get this transponder, Dr. Cosma could become a mechanitor. Which is definitely something we do want to do. Yeah, this will take some work to break it open. Yeah, destroying this with just a gun will take way too long. Maybe we can continue with that later. And look at this, we also got a weird structure over here. And yeah, as Dr. Cosma draws near the ancient wall, a sense of foreboding overcomes her. She isn't sure why, but she feels that this dusty structure may contain great danger. Probably something we want to check out way later. But yeah, for now, those are like the most interesting things we can see around here. There's some other, like, you know, ruins and stuff. But nothing that should be too helpful for now. And the site where she located her base are actually on, like, just outside some Scarlands. A place where apparently there used to be a big city that got completely destroyed and ruined later on. Yeah, water here is toxic, and Scarborough runs rampant among the animals, and mechanoids lurk among the shattered buildings. So yeah, no wonder that we do find some ancient mechanoid technology around here too. But yeah, we're just outside where all the devastation is, and we do have this as a sort of barrier between us and the rest of the world. So this should actually make us a little bit more safe. Like in lore, I think gameplay-wise, we're still prone to like getting attacked. And we do have a visitor. So yeah, I guess one of the tribals decided like actually pay us a visit. And, you know, check out if Dr. Cosma has something to trade. To be fair, this is a very dangerous world, so every new encounter should be met with caution. But Trader over here seems to be friendly and polite enough. So yeah, let's see what she has to offer. I think the herbal medicine could be actually nice. I could also grab one of the mind-up serums. Clear vicious fluids. Injected near the brainstem, it deadens the mind, rendering the user unable to feel the highs and lows of human emotion. This temporarily prevents them from having mental breaks and inspirations. Let's maybe just grab it just in case. Like, we do have plenty of money right now anyway. Yeah, since the trade is done now, let's send her on her way. No need for her to linger around. But yeah, at the very least, the first interaction with a person on this planet was a friendly one. So yeah, research will also take some time. Since, well, for research, with this mod setup, we do need to, like, you know, get some research into different, like, kind of stuff. Like, not only the basic research, but we can also build prototypes, we can also, like, interrogate people for more information, and research specific materials. Yeah, I think, in fact, this place could, like, later on become the main entrance to the base. Since this should be easily defendable. Like, secure, like, those edges. Maybe build some walls here. And then have this be the main entrance where all the enemies have to like go through. And then heavily defend this part. But yeah, we definitely do need some batteries. Since without wind, we are not getting much power. And without power, well, the turret is not working. And chunks of a spacecraft have impacted nearby. Oh, that is kinda nice and close. And we do have a mad hare. A local hare has gone mad. It will attack everyone it sees. We should be fine since we do have a turret. So Dr. Cosma can just like sit there. And not to worry about a thing. Okay. Not quite dead. Okay. Let's actually take care of this. Nope, okay. There we go. There we go. It's a bit damaged. But I guess it did its job decent enough. But turrets are definitely not like the most powerful or dangerous of like all defensive measures. Yeah, look at that. She's going for a swim. You know, one of the perks for living next to the ocean. I definitely would go for a swim on like hot days like this. Yeah, I think I want to build like a fridge over here. And then go with a nutrient dispenser over there and plop the bed over here. I know nutrient paste is not the most delicious of stuffs, but you know, I'm pretty sure Yuki figured, yeah, it will be good enough since she can't cook herself, so it should do for now. I mean, how bad can nutrient paste be? Speaking of bad, we do have the cheetah here again. So hopefully we can take care of it this time. Okay, it is hurt, it is hurt. But it is also angry. Yeah, let's get inside, let's get inside. Actually, no, let's run around. There we go. Good job, turret. There we go. That's one dangerous creature around these parts less. And the other one is on the other side of the mountain, so that shouldn't bother us for quite a while. Okay, we actually do have to do some mining here. At the very least, we also do get some steel out of it. Since we have a bunch of steel, like, melted into the mountain. Yeah, the remains of some ancient collapsed structure, rich in steel. Okay, that second cooler is taking a bit too much power right now, though. So I guess before I think about setting up the switch, I will also need the battery. Okay, let's maybe butcher the creatures we have before they rot away and already stored in there. And hey, now we also have some raw meat for Hook. Ooh, and we do have a raid now. A group of pirates from the Coyotes have arrived nearby. Yeah, they will prepare for a while and then attack. And it's actually two. That's actually kind of dangerous right now. The Coyotes, one of the pirate factions here. They definitely do like to raid people, but they also like to party. So they're basically very drunk marauders. Yeah, this is definitely not ideal. I do have this turret over here, and they will come around this mountain. So I should probably anticipate that. And set up a trap over here. And that should definitely weaken at least one of them. Okay, sadly I don't have time to build a second trap. So let's just hunker down over here and hope for the best. Our presence here definitely did not go unnoticed. But it was only a matter of time. I'm sure it will be fine. And they completely avoided the trap. That's unfortunate. Okay, one immediately downed. Okay, both are immediately down. Ooh, and she came with a lot of drugs. Okay. Wow, her heart got destroyed. Yeah, she's not long for the world. But hey, at least that's like the first confrontation survived. Shot to the heart, and you're to blame. You kinda gave Raiders a bad name here. Right now we don't even have enough power to cool this bedroom down. This place is a mess. Okay, a new day. And the first thing she does is to go for a swim. Maybe I can vibe with that. Ooh, mechanoid signal. Detected a signal from a mechanoid ship in orbit. The ship has malfunctioned and is slowly losing altitude. By falsely responding to the signal, you can make this ship crash land nearby, letting you salvage valuable graph tech. I don't need to accept it right now. I think it makes more sense to like do that a little bit later. But I definitely do want to utilize the graph ship. I mean, graph ships are fun. Basically, you have a mobile base. But I do want to keep this place, so I need to like prepare to have like both. But yeah, we'll get to that later. Hook, can you maybe like try to use your claws to like help with the digging? No? No. You're just here to be adorable. And that you are. Okay, the nutrient paste dispenser goes over here. Doesn't give us a lot of room for all the stored food. Okay, please don't budge this construction. We kinda need those materials. Okay, and since this is becoming a fridge, I need to close this part off. Okay, let's prioritize. We need to get some wood first. Then we can close this off. And then we actually do have a proper fridge. And now if you turn this on, we now have a cool storage over here. Okay, look at that. Hook nuzzled Yuki. Yeah, I know her paw nickname is Dr. Cosma, but I kind of would like to go with Yuki. And yeah, research is progressing rather fast. Actually no, this is something... Oh yeah, that was material analysis. Bit more complicated research. But I think it's more realistic and also more fun this way, even though it might take a bit longer. But we could potentially build a prototype battery. So this has a good chance to fail getting constructed. But this will also help with the research. As a scientist, you have to like try things out, see how they work. And yeah, we did build a prototype. It is a bit crappy, so we need to fix it up a bit more. And now we do have a functioning battery, so that's splendid. Yeah, now we can actually store some power while all of this is running. Okay, and our first nutrient-based meal. Can't be that bad, right? Oh no, yeah. It freaking sucks. I think Yuki is now kind of regretting never learning cooking. But that's part of the adventure. Oh wow, you're up early. You know what? Maybe Yuki decided to, since she, you know, is already well rested, to take the opportunity and work on further on that machine thing. It will definitely help to have some mechanoids around. That'll do some of the work for us. Yeah, let's also maybe scare off the lion by shooting this thing. Yeah, run long. Run somewhere else though. Okay, it's taking all morning, but we're almost there. Okay, let's get some distance, And there we go. Mechanoid transponder available. Yeah, mechanoid transponder has been left behind after an explosion. It can be decrypted as a research bench. Yeah, we might have to wait a bit until like the fire is out. Also, we need to do something about these corpses. Let's just dump them over there. Yeah, plant skills also would have come in handy, but she's managing just fine. You don't need to know everything if you're just absolutely determined to survive. Okay, also we're having some rain, so that means we get this mechanoid transponder now. Yeah, let's go and decrypt it. Yeah, decrypting it will allow us to pinpoint the location of the last mechanitor who controlled this. You have decrypted an ancient transponder, revealing the location of a mechanoid ship in orbit. Ship is badly damaged, but you can signal it to land nearby. So yeah, we get a long dead mechanitor. which we can like use to get a mech link to control mechanoids. But we will also have to deal with one Tesseron. I'm not sure how well equipped we are for this. Yeah, I definitely do want to relocate this trap. I mean, if the thing lands over here, then it's kind of useless over there. So maybe the best thing is to just build another turret. Okay, this is as good as it gets probably, so let's just signal the Mechanitor craft. Yep. Oh, it crashed over there. But we do have some time until that thing attacks. Sadly, it will be at a slightly awkward angle, because it's most likely going to go from over there to attack me. Nope, it's going the completely different way. Okay. Can I install this over there in time before this thing arrived? I mean, it has a beam grazer, which set things on fire, and in the rain that isn't too bad. But yeah, it's still damaging, so let's get to cover. Okay, please actually go through the trap. Yeah, go over there, go over there. Nice. Oh, you are way slowed down. That was actually quite decent. Now we actually have a good chance to defeat this thing. Okay, turrets are firing. Okay, not too much damage, and it is still raining. So the fire is not going to be too much of a problem. Okay, let's be a bit risky here. Yeah, let's help with the damage. Let's currently focus on this turret. Okay, I think it's about... Oh no, wait! We shut off its arm! So it can't hold its own weapon anymore, so it's now going to go into melee. Oh, that is actually... Yeah, there we go. And we have conquered Burroughs Mechlink. Yep, this long-dead dude over here. Yeah, extract Mechlink. And this crashed ship is now legitimate salvage for us. And yeah, through pouring rain, in the dark, Yuki goes here and extracts the Mechlink from the corpse. And, yeah, she's gonna immediately install it. Yeah, Mechlink installed for Dr. Cosma. Yeah, now she can control her own mechanoids. And we do get one for free, which is a constructorate, which is unfortunately the one I'm gonna need the least. But hey, I guess it can do some construction work. Let's give it a nickname. Let's call this one Scrappy. Since it's the first one we have, it deserves one. Dr. Cosma is a bit upset about the whole ordeal. Yeah, because of poor mood, Final Straw was observing rotting corpse. I mean, you do have iron will, so... Yeah, okay, so your mood was really down. Or you were pretty hungry. Why don't you just go and eat something? I guess it was a stressful day. And hey, Scrappy can now at least take the time to repair all of this stuff. And we do have another visitor over here. Humps. A knight. And yeah. You're asking me for 30 silver. You want the silver to pay off a debt to a gang of pirates who are hunting him. Yeah, right now, unfortunately, Yuki is kinda occupied. But you have decent skills. And you are tough. You do hate dumb labor, though. But you could be a decent melee fighter. Yeah, I don't know if Dr. Cosma is gonna snap out of her funk. Actually, she just did. She just did, because she was tired. Okay, let's go and have a conversation with Hums. So, I'm gonna pull up down this sleeping spot here in the toilet, for no particular reason. You're asking for some silver to pay off some pirates. Why don't you become part of our team? So, you know, we can kinda protect you. And you can also help in return with some bigger plans. Yeah, I can just arrest you. Traveler betrayed? No, it's not a betrayal. It's an opportunity for better stuff in the future. So yeah, I will lock you in this toilet. Also, you had a beer with you. Yeah, I'm gonna turn your life around. I think I will need to build a proper prison cell, though. This is not a permanent solution. And yeah, obviously we don't really care about betraying travelers. We're here for our own gains. Okay, if I can gather some more wood, I can actually build like somewhat of a prison cell here. And then Scrappy is coming in handy. So yeah, I know you had a long night, but it's time for you to get productive. Yeah, I know, drowsy, hungry, sweaty. Not the best, you're also soaking wet. Hey, at the very least she did learn a bit more about plants. But hopefully in the future, Pumped can just do that work for us. I mean, look at him. Some decent skills, plants, animals, we don't have that. Could also use another one who's good with medical. And a melee fighter. Yuki definitely doesn't want to get up close and personal with the enemies, so that's totally fine. She just totally stole that beer and drank it herself. Look at that. You're even getting like some of the packaged survival meals. Yeah, you should definitely work for Yuki. Yeah, offer the chance for Hums to think about scientific data. Okay, we've got a war merchant coming over. I don't think they have the kinds of weapon that we probably want. But maybe we can sell them some stuff. And maybe they also have some, like, neat materials that we can use. Okay, let's talk to them. Let's see what they have to offer. We don't need to be enemies with everyone right now, and they will buy the Yayo and the smoke leaf joint. We can also buy some more medicine. They would also buy the shitty weapons that we have, but I think I want to keep them. I think they're more worth if they're melted down. Yeah, okay, let's spend some money. Let's also dismiss them. Okay, and while talking to the trader, Dr. Cosma learned of a new quest. Okay, location of an infamous company of mercenaries. These ancient soldiers are from a long-forgotten era in the planet's history. So, we could try to take them down and get a unique weapon out of this, but I don't think we should do that right now. Because we're not really equipped to handle that sort of stuff just yet. I mean, Yuki came with a charge rifle, which is neat and all. She's not the best fighter. She's more like, you know, the person behind the schemes, not actually carrying them out. At the very least, Scrappy's putting in some work. Like, we almost have this prison room up and ready to go. We are, again, low on energy, though. Because of this, okay, I need to redo this. I did not pay attention where I'm building this wall. Like, I always forget that this is a little bit wider than what this thing actually needs. And we've got a raid from the Toxic Hounds. They're attacking immediately. They originated from base Trashford. Oh, okay. Okay, Trashford is way over here. I don't know how they got there, but I guess they traveled far. Maybe they were, like, looting those ruined cities here in the Scarlands. Nevertheless, we need to defend ourselves. So, yep, get up, Yuki. Also, Scrappy, I might need you for this. You can maybe tank some damage. Yeah, they're not that scary, though. I mean, Bugman is good in melee. You are also thin-skinned. Yeah, you bleed a lot. Don't worry, we'll make you bleed very soon. Oh no. Oh, why is the power out? Okay, I know why the power is out right now. Let's go and fix this. Come on, come on. Okay, turrets are online again. Okay. One is down. And that's gonna explode. Well, that went actually kind of poorly. I mean, we can repair Scrappy, but that did kind of waste a bunch of resources. Okay, this is fine, this is fine. We can recover from this. Ooh, I also just noticed that we ran out of nutrient paste. Or rather, meat for nutrient paste. Ooh, we do have a dead animal here. Let's maybe just go and fetch it. Like this lioness can just hunt another thing. As long as it's not us that she's hunting. Yeah, let's just scooch by, grab it, and get the heck out of Dodge. Alright. Now we have a nice prison cell over here. Yeah, let's maybe bring Humps somewhere else. This way we do get our bathroom back. Okay, I was really hoping that I'm gonna get a lifter for my first mechanoid. Since a lifter can be very useful early on. But at least Scrappy is doing its job. Okay, the coyotes have contacted you from nearby. They offer a protection guarantee to keep a settlement safe from all threats. Especially the ones they might cause. Okay. So now they're just trying to extort me. I'm gonna reject that. And I'm gonna get attacked again. Oh boy. I definitely do not have many friends in this place. Okay, if I turn everything off over there, maybe I do get some power back. Yeah, this thing is completely still right now. And maybe the wind picks up in just a second. Okay. We're having some more wind again. And they still haven't attacked. Yet. Pretty sure they're about to. Yeah, people definitely have noticed that we live here now. So let's get into defense positions. And yeah, Scrappy, you're gonna go to the front. I know you're just like a little builder bot, but you'll have to do. Come on, please hit something. Okay, that's a hit. And Scrappy is down. Oh, come on, please, for the love of. Go hit something, Cosma. Okay, they're trying to run away now. And Humps is also going to run away, since we currently do not have a functioning prison. Well, that's great. So we don't have a mechanoid anymore, and we're about to lose our prisoner. And I'm not down for that kind of life. Yeah, at the very least we're gonna get Humps back. Welcome back to the toilet prison. Oh, your heart is destroyed. You don't have a pulse anymore. Yeah, you are dying. I cannot help you. Kind of a shame. Nah, actually, Slowpoke, that's not great. Okay, this is fine. I just need to get some more wood, then I can rebuild this part. Maybe I do need to put the turret somewhere else, otherwise this is gonna like keep exploding and freeing the prisoners. At the very least, Hump is starting to see our way. Ooh, wait. That's a cheetah. And you are injured. Yeah, let's capitalize on your moment of weakness. Even though cheetahs are really fast animals. You're not that fast anymore if you're, you know, bleeding out. Okay, perfect. I do feel bad though. They're really cool animals. Let's butcher the big cat, so a little cat over there can eat. Okay, and yeah, try to convert Humps, and now Humps believe in our way of thinking. Which is excellent. So now he's like a prime candidate to get recruited. I will need a place for him to sleep though. And there we go. Battery research completed. So now we have the battery and the charging station. For something maybe much later. That's one research complete. That's a bunch of attacks deterred. And that's one prisoner potentially recruited. And also one mechanoid lost. Poor Scrappy. But I'm sure we can rebuild him eventually. We just need more of, well, everything, I guess.